Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video, I'll be going through the Hawthorn vs Melbourne game, in which it was actually an interesting game. Yes, Hawthorn got blown away in the end, but they actually came out with a lot of fight. And I watched this game. Was it the was this the mid-afternoon game on the Saturday? I watched it, and I was actually really impressed with the youngsters and how they got on top of Melbourne at a point in time, and it's not looking all doom and gloom. I mean, obviously as a Swans supporter, I'm hoping Hawthorn finish dead last, so that second round pick is basically a late first. And yeah, hopefully that would be a top 22 pick for the Swans. That trade that got them, they got constancy in the end, but Hawthorn got a really good player in Weddle there. But they got constancy and a draft pick next, which hopefully will turn into O'Sullivan for the Swans. But I digress. So remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into the video. Oopsie, wrong one. There we go. So Sicily 103 in the end. One of my mates has him, and it was the funniest thing because if you look here, 8, 10, 12, 14... 17, 20 points in the last 5 minutes of that quarter. So he was on, 60 odd at basically three-quarter time. And if you look here as well, if you actually look here, 28, so 28 plus 21, 49. So he was on about 54 with going into red time in the third quarter. And then he just went ridiculous in the last, sort of 35 minutes of the game and ended up on 103, which was top score for the Hawks. Then you have Newcomb here, 96, huge score from him. And a decent score from him, not a huge score actually. And then you have Mitchell here. I wish I put him in the defense. I could have flipped it around and gotten him on and Chincotta off. And yeah, his job security is looking even better because Blank went down with an injury. And then also CJ went down with a potential injury as well. I think it was just a corky for CJ, but that's also that. And so his job security looks really good at the moment, and they seem to trust him over the likes of Scrimshaw and others. So I'm just hoping, and I'm pretty sure he had a shaky game, but I'm pretty sure he ended up around that 60% kicking efficiency. And he actually looks like a really good defender, even though he's let's actually check his height. I'm pretty sure he's he's 181. He does not play like a 181 centimeter guy. He plays like he's 177 or something. 176. He seems tiny, but he's 181. That's almost 6 foot. He could be a really good distributor down the line. I mean, he has the capability to be able to play like a Zeeble or something like that type of role. And I think we could be seeing a breakout couple games from him, and he could push like Ryan did for me, get one breakout game and then just get some 70s and 60s after it, and you can push towards that 500k quite easily. I mean, he's what is he now? Is he 400 and something k now? 414 with a good break even, and then he has UTAS against Eagles, so I will be starting him on ground for that, I'm pretty sure, as I really like that matchup. Then he has St Kilda, and I also like that matchup. And by then I should be able to get him. He might be my last and only rookie on field at that point. So I might be comfortable with actually trading out of almost Chincotta maybe, or I will be trading out probably Wilmot and getting up to a big midfielder probably at this point. Or just trading out of it's probably not the time to trade out of Samson Ryan yet. And it's probably limits the way for me to get out of Holland. So meaning I need to trade out of Warple for around 14. That's around that 900k range. So we'll see about that. Warple 85. I need to check what his break even is, but I think it's only going to go up. I mean, looking at Warple here, he's dropping out of his rotation of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Drops out of 71 actually. So could he be fine? I think he's probably going to be priced at, especially because he drops out of 78 from top spot. So I do think he probably has a break even now of 85 or so, and I don't think there's much cash to gain out of him. What's his top score? A 114 is his top, and a 103, and then 96. 85, 88, 85, 82, but I don't want to have this 57 or even a 70 score. So I'm thinking of if I look here, I can get anyone, but I'm looking for an 800k guy. And with around 14, Tim Kelly strikes as someone I could get as he's gone. His lowest is a 79, but it's 96, 97, 101, 108, 100, 104, 102, 142. He's been pretty consistent. I could get Merritt in a bounce back, but I'm just not I'm not sure about him. And there isn't really too many guys in that round 14 round that I really like the look of at the moment, to be honest with you. We're just looking down here, and there is pretty much no one. Maybe Viney. If I go for Viney, that would leave me with a little bit. So that is something that I could do, as there's no one here really that you can see that I'm liking as well here either. So that is the plan, and that is the plan at the moment. And I could use maybe even can use Wilmot and look at his break even and just get rid of Cowan. That could be a plan as well. But as we go forward, we'll see during the week. Plenty of time to look at it. And then you've got here Nash. Day's break even is going to start ramping up, so we may need to look at him in the next couple of weeks around that buy round and look at. He's probably going to be someone in the buy round that we look, and if he isn't back to scoring hundreds, that we look to ship on, as he's had 2 bad performances. But I'm willing to give him a little bit of time. Amond Moore's not been good enough this year. He hasn't got the role. CJ's potentially injured, but I don't know at the moment. MP was all right, actually. I thought his run and gun was pretty good. Butler, McKenzie, 58. I think he's going to be one in 2 or 3 years that's going to have a massive breakout and just be sort of that Sarong type role. But he's also got really good tackling. I mean, what did he end up with? One... And then ended up with 2 tackles in the end, but his tackling's been really impressive. Weddle got a goal and has looked all right. Don't really worry too much about not getting him. Morrison, Bramble, Frost, and then no one else really to talk about. Then we move over to Melbourne, and Oliver got 126 in the end. Kind of annoying that he kept on going and just had a good all-round game. Viney 117, so I could bring in Viney to get 2 guys from Melbourne. Track had a little bit of a disappointing second quarter, which really took away any ability for him to go a huge. I mean, he could have probably easily gone. He kicked 2 behinds as well again, so he could have easily gone and probably scored a 1. If he kicks the 2 goals there, that's a 113, and that's looking like really good. 103, sort of a meh score for him. Then you have Rivers 94, but is he the one that got a suspension handed to him, or was it Sparrow? It was one of the 2. I get them confused quite a lot. But just a good output from him. Not looking at him though. And Neil Bullen, and then Gawn, I'm looking to next week get out of. Potentially that's a Hollands get out of Hollands, move someone like a Dunkley or someone into the midfield, and get Gawn forward. F6, as he's got that ruck. He'll get that ruck. It's probably going to be 2 weeks away, actually, and it might be a Mitchell role that I get rid of and get Gawn up to someone else. But we'll wait and see, as I do have the luxury of having Mitchell, Ryan, Wilmot as well on the bench. So if I can save Mitchell, Ryan, and Chincotta, and just use Cowan to get out of Hollands up to to get out of Warple up to someone, that'll be huge. And then I can get Gorm once he gets that forward status, as he's going. I believe someone pointed it out on a podcast that he's going 100 if you take out that injury, and 100 for an F6 will be really good, especially when it's effectively taking away a rookie on score. It will be on field, I should say. So that will be pretty good. And that'll leave me with 3 Melbourne guys, 3 Melbourne premiums, which will be a little bit awkward around the buys, but something I may need to do, as it's just probably the best decision, especially if I'm getting rid of Holland, who's another round 14 guy. Brayshaw's just been disappointing. Hibbard, Fritsch, May, Pickett, Van Rooyen got a 65 in the end, so he's got some cash gen for people, but he's not that important, I should say. Grundy, Hunter's dropping cash quickly. Bowie, Spargo, Petty, Chandler, again, disappointed people with a 9-point quarter. He just had a couple of free kicks against, it looks like. Yeah, free kick against, and got a couple of like handballs taken away, etc. That sort of limited score. And then McVeigh probably finally had a bad game. And then you have Jim Jordan, not Jim Jordan. Is it Jim Jordan? No, I don't think it is. I'm gonna change the this to that. I think it's James Jordan, isn't it? Is it? Where is it here? Yeah, James Jordan. I don't know where I got Jim, but yeah, just he had another sub. It looks like an early sub, was it? I don't know exactly. Well, halftime sub actually. So he will drop in price and is not very fantasy relevant, I don't think. So that's basically the video there, and that's the review of the Hawthorn versus Melbourne game. Positive signs. A little bit frustrated that I left Mitchell off the field, but I'm pretty sure with his job security at the moment that he should be on field for me, and I'm looking to actually move on from Warple to someone else. I think I might do a Warple and Wilmot trade to up to the likes of Viney. I think that's a good trade. Or I could do Warple. Well, I should say Cowan. Warple and Cowan. Or do a Warple and Wilmot trade to get in Sharp as well for that break even. That good positive break even. So that's the video, and I'll see you guys in another video. Thanks guys. Goodbye.